Hi and welcome back to Save with Crypto. My name is Save with Crypto. Now last week I did a couple of videos. One was called Free Fish and Chips at Wetherspoons Part 1. The second one was called Free Fish and Chips at Wetherspoons Part 2. I didn't intend to make a Part 3, but I thought I would, mainly because I talked about a trip to a Wetherspoons pub in Exeter on this one here. In the Part 2 I analysed the results from Q1 and Q2 of the Chippy rewards, and I thought I'd do a third one where I actually get the Chippy rewards for the actual trip that I did. So what generally happens is if you do the visit or the meal or whatever on the Friday, and if you submit that to X, so you make a post. So this was the post for this one in question, and this is what you need. You need the actual photograph of the actual meal, and then some sort of proof. I normally like to use the actual receipt. I normally ask them for a physical receipt, and I include that in the picture, and you've got the date clearly visible there as well. That's what you need to do, and you need to tag Free Chippy Friday with the hashtag thing there. So that's what you need to do. So I did that on July the 10th. And then what you can see here is that I actually got the Chippy rewards the following Wednesday. Okay, so that was actually July the 15th. So that's generally what happens. You normally do the post on the Friday when you have your fish and chips, and then the following Wednesday, or sometimes it's Thursday, the next week, that's when you get your rewards. There is that delay at the moment because it is done manually. There are plans to do it automatically, and that is one of the things that will happen with Chippy version 2. And of course, Chippy version 2 is what we're really looking for, to maybe give the token a bit of a boost in price. Nevertheless, the price has been doing okay recently. I mean, it's been down a lot since its all-time highs, but it has been kind of at this price here, like $0.003 pretty much. And then it had this big sort of pump here. I'm not quite sure why that happened on the 8th of July, but it definitely did. And that actual gain up to this new kind of level we're at now, say from there up to where we are now, is about 100%, which means, any Chippy that you had back at the start of July or before that is now worth twice as much. So that's pretty cool, isn't it? So the fully diluted value of Chippy token is 616k. I can see that being at 1 million by the end of the year, definitely, if not higher. So I do think it's a good investment, but this, of course, is not financial advice. Now then, on July the 15th, we received 28,888 Chippy, and I have confirmed, by the way, that the actual Chippy you get, that is based on the value of Chippy on the date of distribution. So in this case, it wasn't the 10th of July, it was the 15th of July. Now, obviously, it's kind of in the team's interest to maybe wait until Chippy's at a higher price, so they're giving away less tokens, but sometimes it doesn't work out like that, and sometimes you actually end up with quite a reasonable amount if the price fluctuates over them few days. And you can see in the past, when the price has been high, we've been getting some amazing things like 35,000 Chippy there, 29,420, 30,000, 30,000, 25,000, phenomenal. So what we received on July the 15th was 28,888. Now that was at about 10:30 in the morning UK time, and at that point in time the price of Chippy was about $0.00069, and that times 28,888 is equal to $19.93. So it is pretty much $20 worth of Chippy that you're now getting, which is phenomenal. So what I wanted to do was to feed the figures back into Claude AI like I did before, but I want to do it for all of 2026 so far, and also see if I can get a prediction of how much Chippy will have been received by the end of the year, bearing in mind that we've now got the $20 payout. So to do that, I'm going to look at this on SoulScan, and probably the easiest way to do that is to look at my actual wallet, which only really gets used for Chippy. So if I look at my transfers, you can see here that it's all Chippy, Chippy, Chippy. And you can actually see the dollar values here, $20, $19, and then before that it was 10, 982, 10, 1074, 1074, 958. So this is going to be interesting because, as we know now, from this one onwards, the rewards are going to be more like $20. So let's export this CSV here and then do some Claude magic. Okay, so here's what I've done in Claude. I've uploaded the download, and I've said here is a new export from SolScan. The Chippy rewards are now around $20 from now on, including the last payment on July the 15th. Please perform the analysis the same as last time, but for all the payments in 2026, because last time we only did up to the end of June. In addition, the current fully diluted value of Chippy is 616k. If we assume it would steadily climb to 1 million by the end of the year, please do a similar projected analysis for the whole of 2026. I think that's a reasonable thing to expect the value to go back to 1 million. So let's see what happens. Okay, so here's the results. So the Chippy received year to date is 497,183. US dollar value at receipt is $280.61. Year to date worth today, so this is the actual price of what the tokens are worth as of today. So that is now $306.46, which is very nice. Projected full year total for Chippy is 1.1 million. That is pretty cool, isn't it? Because you only actually need 1.2 million to be actually in the free Chippy Friday. So if you had 1.2 million, you would actually be getting 1.1 million a year anyway. Now, the actual Chippy received, what this is based on is the price going up as the years goes on, which means the amount of Chippy you received will go down. This is the actual price, so it's been around $10. This spike up here, this one here, was because I got paid late, which means actually by the time I received it, the actual Chippy was worth about twice as much as when I should have got it. That was just like an error, just something that got missed, but I chased Spud and Sammy about it, and everything was fine. So we're assuming now that it will remain at $20 for the rest of the year. So this is my estimate on the Chippy price. Now I think it will actually do a lot better than this, but this is literally just going from the current market cap up to a 1 million market cap, which means the actual cumulative Chippy received goes up like that. Okay, and that is pretty much what it says in the description down here. But of course it says this is a hypothetical scenario based on your stated assumptions, steady linear FDV climb, reward holding at $20 per week. Actual price action and payment amounts will vary. Yeah, for sure. Nevertheless, looks pretty good to me. Now, of course, here in the UK, we're having an absolutely fantastic summer. We're on the third heat wave of the year, and the weather is just absolutely beautiful. So it's just perfect for getting on a bike and going to find a Wetherspoons pub or something like that to have your free fish and chips. And last Friday, of course, was no exception. We went to, we're down in Devon at the moment, so we went on the bikes, me and my daughter. We went down to the Powder Monkey in Exmouth. That's a little seaside town in Devon. It's quite cool. The actual Wetherspoons pub isn't actually on the seafront. It's just here on the roundabout as you go in, just by the railway station. But anyway, we put our bikes there, and we had the usual fish and chips. So there was the money shop for the X post that I'll be using, and there is the beautiful meal. My daughter had a pizza, of course, and some chips as well, and I had the usual fish chips and mushy peas. And then afterwards we did go to the beach and had a look around there, and then afterwards we rode back as the sun was going down, and I must admit it was absolutely beautiful over the X estuary. So I'll talk more about this in the next Chippy video that I do, and I'll probably do that when we get the rewards for it, so it would probably be like Wednesday or Thursday next week. So that was indeed another lovely free Chippy Friday. So if you want to see more stuff like this, then please do make sure that you are subscribed and you've got the notifications set on all. And I'll see you in the next video. To find out more about Chippy, look at the video linked at the end of this one. Please note that this content is for educational and entertainment purposes only and is not financial advice. Any information or opinions provided are not guaranteed to be accurate or complete. Always conduct your own research before making any financial decisions. A full legal disclaimer is in the description of each video and live stream.